say this is going to be our last opportunity when the four of us meet to the Western Democratic Club with one of our valued members, Peter Murphy. And I've had the opportunity to serve with Peter for the last 8 years, and he's done an incredible job. I was quite frankly disappointed that he was decided to give up the seat at the House of Delegates because he's just been such a rising star. And he's done some really great things for Charles County.
I would like to join in the sentiments of my legislative colleagues here and say it's been a joy to work with Peter. 8 of my 12 years, Peter has been at my side, and this year, folks, I will tell you, Peter Murphy had the best year he's ever had in Annapolis. More legislation, worthwhile legislation. He did an incredible job this year. He's garnered the respect of everyone in Annapolis. And while I too am very sorry that he is not going to continue on with us, I do wish him the best in everything he does in the future.
Here's my seatmate, to my right, and I didn't get to formally thank him. I didn't threaten to speak for him if he didn't stand up.
let me tell you this story. So it's sine die, and we're trying to kill some time. And so every once in a while the speaker would say, if there's anybody that's not coming back and you'd like to get up and say a few words, now's the time to do it. And this went on all day. And people would say to me, are you going to speak? And you see, I'm not typically the one to do that. And I kept saying, no, they can do it. So it was going on. And a very dear friend of mine had been right in front of me, in front of us. And she was talking and talking and talking. And so I heard CT say to somebody, maybe it was over me, he said, well, he asked me if I was going to speak, and I said, I'm glad I was going to do that. And he said, well, maybe I'll have to speak for you. So as soon as she stopped, I jumped up. And I said, that I had not intended to speak, but that I heard that my seatmate to my left might speak on my behalf, and so I said, so out of an act of kindness, I decided to get up and speak. And so, anyway, that's how that happened, but it was very sweet.
But the thing is, and Peter knows I'm not afraid to jump up and speak, so I'm glad he did, because I would have gotten up for him. But I say that, one of the things that I've enjoyed is the diversity of thought. And I think that Peter brings that, because one thing that I appreciate is we don't have to agree, but as long as I know where he truly stands, and he knows where I truly stand, there's always going to be a middle ground that we can find. And as our county grows, we need that continued diversity of thought. We don't all have to see eye to eye, because that's how great things are created from different points of view. You close one eye, you run into everything. But you get great perception when you have both eyes open. And when we have the diversity that we have here, that's what I'm going to miss the most, is that we didn't see eye to eye. That we didn't agree, and then many times we sat there, sometimes in total silence for weeks at a time, but other times talking back and forth, like, well, why are you doing this? Well, why is this? And it's not that we always change each other's mind, but enlightening each other, because to me that was the most valuable thing that I think Peter brought, and representing Southern Maryland in an entirely different way. And I think I was very proud that this was my first 4 years, but to be a part of this extraordinarily diverse team, that when people think Southern Maryland and Charles County, they think the country. I'm like, well, you can't really call us the country. We represent